Game Beard.
Hi friends, today we're going to talk about playing Battletech at a large scale, so like battalion size, using a combination of BattleForce and Alpha Strike rules to kind of make it happen. Now these rules have been simplified because these games can get really large, but I'll talk about them. It's meant to be used with each player having a battalion. So if you have like 2 people on a team, you could have like 2 battalions versus 2 battalions. But I had to take a lot of shortcuts. But the end result is fun in its own way. So just let's watch all the details. I'll talk about generally how to play. Then I'll show you a real brief battle report and summary. And then don't forget, you can get all the files at gamebeard.com. I have a Battletech section, and you just download all the files, and you can build all the tokens and stuff, and give it a try yourself. So, let's learn how to play the game. So here is Strikeforce, the layout of the table of my homebrew game, right? For, BattleForce and Alpha Strike. Here you can see this is the end of my battle that you'll see, at the end of this video. But I played with Ed, and we had a battalion each. But like I've said earlier, you could play with more than one player, and each player would have like a battalion. Like if you had a really big table in your garage. I do recommend though that your table is 4 foot across, and you have a 12-inch deployment zone, and you have 24 inches in between. It puts your forces really close to the enemy, but it gets the game moving faster. You can, if you have a good shot, you can shoot the first turn, but that's okay. This is meant to speed up the process of this game. Here you can see, here's the record sheet that you can download. It has all the stuff. I tried to organize some of this information so it's a little easier, but there's a lot in there. You'll notice that there is a TMM spot. There's I have a pilot spot where you can track pilot damage, and I'm not really using any special abilities from Alpha Strike. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I wasn't really thinking that level of detail. But you can always add as much detail as you want in your games. It's just that I recommend you start really bare bones and simple, and then add the few things that you love, that you can't live without. Because BattleForce and Alpha Strike, even though they are meant to be simple, they can be as complicated as regular crunchy Battletech. Okay, here you can see I have a movement tray, and then here are some of my overheat tokens. You can print these out, you fold them over, they stand up. That way you can pick them up real easily and place them in your tray. You can overheat more than once, but I just use one token to denote that unit is overheated. You'll have to check your record sheet to see how much it's overheated, right? Now it's going to affect your tray. Here's some tokens. I made tokens. They're kind of small, but I got move, stand still, and you can put these on or near your trays to remember what they're doing, because it affects shooting and stuff like that. I also have tokens for jumping and critical hits. Critical hits tokens, because sometimes you just forget, like you mark a sheet and you got so many units on a sheet, you forget that you have a critical hit. So it doesn't say specifically what critical hit you have, but you'll remember to check your sheet. Here are command tokens. So here, these are the Davion, and it has a like a symbol side, and then it has the actual command side. So that way you can kind of keep it hidden. And then when you reveal your command, you flip it over to reveal what your command was. I have them for Curita too, and you can download those and print them out. You'll print them out on cardstock, and then you'll fold it over and glue it, and that'll help make it stronger. Here's my movement tray. My movement tray, I recommend that you use an 1/8 of an inch foam board. Now, I wouldn't recommend 1/4 of an inch, that's typical, but use 1/8 of an inch because it's not so thick It's nice, thinner, so look for that. As far as the walls go, that's just regular cardstock that I printed out, and then I folded it over and glued it, and I kind of glued it around the edge. Also, you can see a sticker, that's a number 1. That's kind of like the lance number, because you'll have many of those, right? So I just cut those out. I have blue and red, and then I even have like battalion names like Alpha, Beta, you know, Gamma, if you're going to use lots of different battalions. Here you can see I have my lances facing off. Now, you only need 1 inch between trays to be able to do hand-to-hand combat. Here I'm just going to demonstrate, you know, if you're shooting through, like if that Davion unit of green mechs wants to shoot to those blue mechs behind that middle tray, it's just a +1. So you can shoot through enemy trays. It's just a +1 to your hit number. So, you know, I don't want it to be too difficult to shoot because, you know, you're going to be having a hard enough time as it is. Here I'm showing you how that's still within 1 inch, corner to corner. That still counts. It's real close to being, so you can measure from any edge of a tray to another tray. You just need to be within 1 inch to be able to do hand-to-hand. Okay, here I got my flat woods. You can print these out too. But these are meant so that you can slide your tray over those trees, right? Now here I'm going to demonstrate, you can only see through 6 inches of woods. So I think I'm going to measure, I think I'm going to get my tape measure out, but it's like 6 inches there. So yeah, so this unit would not be able to shoot straight ahead. I might be able to shoot like at a 45-degree angle from the corner, like out of the woods to another tray, like to the side, but I can't shoot straight ahead. Here, you know, it's less than, yeah, okay. So here it's less than 6 inches. So I can shoot through those woods. It's a +1 to hit modifier, but that's fine. Again, these modifiers are simple so that, because there's so many numbers and logistics you have to keep in mind, I want it to be fun. Here you can see I'm within 1 inch of the edge of that forest, so I can shoot out with no penalty. Whereas the brown unit, they're shooting at that unit that's already in the woods. So the brown unit would have like a +1 to hit. Here you can see my green unit, they're pushed further than 1 inch. So I'm actually shooting through some woods. So even though I'm in the woods, I still get a +1 to hit modifier to shoot that brown unit. So you need to be on the edge, within 1 inch, to get, to shoot out for free, for no penalty. Here you can see the placement of my overheat tokens. It's kind of useful to put them on the side of the mech, on the corners. That way you know which one it belongs to. If you put them in the middle, you may not know which mech it belongs to. Here's a, oh, is this a shutdown token? A shutdown token. So I've got a shutdown token, just place it right there. If your unit is shut down, it cannot retreat. It has to be, whatever, mobile, or it has to be active. So if you shut down, you have to wait a turn. You have to be, you know, you have to come back. So from your shutdown before you can retreat. So that could put you vulnerable. Here's just a placement of a command token. You could just put it in front. You could put it on the tray, but sometimes it's hard to pick it up from the tray. I just put it in front. And then when you reveal it, you just flip it over and you can reveal it. You reveal it when you need to, right? So that was a Carpe Diem command. That's for a Davion. It gives me +2 to my initiative roll. It's like I did Carpe Diem because I couldn't do anything else. Like stand and shoot's like a more useful one. So now here you can see, you know, is that forest blocking? Is it in the way? Like, is it going to add a +1 modifier? Well, you're going to measure from the center point of that kind of that rear firing arc, right? So I go the top of that triangle. So top to top, yeah, that's cutting through the forest. So it'll be a +1 for both units to shoot. Where here you can see, nope, it avoids the forest. So both of those units can shoot each other with no penalty. Now you're thinking, oh, but Dave, like that locust, he's totally behind cover. No, you're really, think of it as you're shooting the tray. even though you've got all 4 of those mechs on the tray, you're shooting, it's simplified, you're shooting tray to tray. So think of it as trays of units instead of just individual units on the tray. You're kind of thinking tray. Now, here's an example of when you shoot, I turn my units to, I guess that's to the left, that's your right, right? And that demonstrates that, oh, these units have already fired. So I do that. Because you need to keep track of all, you're gonna have a lot of mechs firing. If a unit is retreating, then you're going to, like retreating before it gets a chance to shoot, you'll turn it to face the back of the tray. Then after it shoots, you'll remove it. If a unit is completely destroyed, you'll just lay it down, like you'll lay it down on its side. But you want to keep track because like there's like 40 to 80 mechs that you're going to be keeping track of firing and stuff like that. Okay, well here we're into the demo of this game, and you can see Ed and I were moving all of our units. One thing about this game is you're going to have a clipboard of all of your lances, and it really is like, my goodness, it's like a logistics game. You're like, you move all your units, you're going to move 3 lances at a time, you're going to take turns moving 3 lances. So here's a review of what happened in turn 1. Generally, most of our units moved forward. I had this unit kind of stay behind because they're not super strong. Kind of wanted to keep some defense at my home base. I did have these guys at evasive action so that they'd have a better save if they got shot at. One thing that kind of worked well is I put both of these lances, you can see them? No, I got one lance here and I got another lance right over there. And I did bait and switch on both of these. And so it made it a little more annoying for Ed to shoot. So that was kind of nice. These guys jumped up here just to kind of get into a good position. I think they fired a little bit, but not so great. These guys kind of just ran into position. And then all of these guys were kind of focusing fire over here. It did not too bad. And then I have a unit over here that you can't see. It's right off the board. And it shot at, I don't even know if you can see it, but there's a unit over here. They did okay over there. And so overall, not so bad. What about you, Ed? Any thoughts?
Yeah, the standing still and firing was pretty effective for this group right here.
Oh yeah. And you used what? Careful aim twice.
Careful aim twice and hold the line twice.
Oh yeah.
But also having the option to cancel a couple of your strategies were pretty good.
Oh, that's right. So you had 2 jam.
Yeah, jam transmissions.
Okay, and so yeah, and then yeah, and so what did you do? Oh yeah, so I was going to do the Bravo, like the double like overheat, but you canceled it, and actually I think it was this. It might have been this unit.
That unit.
But yeah, that was a good play for you because I was just gonna like unload like really badly, but then again, I guess I don't have to worry about heat. But yeah, you definitely stopped that from happening. And
also managed to kill your your Atlas.
Oh yeah, you killed my Atlas. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Feeling okay.
Oh, any other thoughts?
Not really. Kind of holding the line here and moving forward on the side. Okay,
good. So we're gonna just go into turn 2. Before we go to turn 2, I want to show you the kill box. So these are the units that I killed from Ed. I got a Warhammer, an Archer, a Wolverine, a Spider, and a Stinger. Now they weren't completely destroyed, but their damage was lowered really low. So Ed retreated them, and same with mine. I retreated mine. No one was completely depleted. So Ed got my Atlas, Warhammer, Archer, and a Crusader. So looks like Ed did better. He got more heavies. But anyways, that was pretty good. Again, these weren't totally destroyed, so I retreated them. So that's the kill box, and we'll show you the kill box. It's not super in focus. We'll show you that at the end of turn 2 as well. So we're gonna roll for initiative, and I have a +2 because I used Carpe Diem. I didn't show it to you, but so I have a +2. So here we go for initiative. Oh, it's a tie, right? 7 and 9.
2, yeah.
Okay, so we roll off. Oh, now I got it. An 11.
Yeah, you beat me by a little.
So that just means you're gonna move 3 lances first, and then I'll move 3 lances.
Okay.
So here we are at turn 2. We're moving all of our trays, and now Ed, I tried to do some, I forget the name of it. It's like where I trick him, and it's like a +2 for him to shoot me. And so Ed would jam those. He would jam transmission those commands. And then, but anyways, we had a lot of fun moving these things around, trying to find the right position. But as I was mentioning earlier, I mean, this really is, there's a lot of information to keep track of. And so you want to write, before you play your game, you want to write your lists of all your lances on your sheets. You want to prep all that before you play, because there's a lot of information to keep track of. And then you're just going to check them out. You're going to use pencil, and you're going to kind of mark in all your stuff to keep track of it all. Well, so here's the summary for turn 2. We kind of moved into position, and we were fighting it out. Let's start over here. Let's see what happened. Okay. Ed was kind of creeping around here. He, you moved. Mm-hmm. I did hold the line twice, but Ed jammed this one, so I didn't get it as much over here. We shot each other up here. Ed took away a bunch of my heavy units. Well, maybe one and a few here, a couple here, maybe. That was good. I was moving these guys up, and they did some shots. They did okay. This guy moved over a little. He was okay. I mean, that's kind of a small unit. But then over here, I had a lot of luck. I was able to use Bravo Zulu, so I was able to overheat and put a lot of extra damage down. And I also did it over here. And I was able to really put a lot of damage in. But that being said, Ed was able to concentrate a lot of fire, and he removed a lot of my big assault mechs. And he had careful aim and hold the line as well, so he had you had positive modifiers. But any other what do you got to say, Ed? I kind of said it all, but you tell me.
Well, I mean, you got more overall kills, but I feel like my who I killed was a little better.
I agree.
And it caused you to make the decisions to...
Correct. I was desperate, kind of. I really felt like I had to act.
But in the long run, if we played out and you didn't surrender, I'd be able to maybe retake the advantage because of the guys that would have to pull back and not be able to fire next turn.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you killed more quality units than me. And we'll show the kill box soon. Yeah, do we have any other thoughts before we see the kill box?
Let's go to the kill box.
Okay, let's see. I wonder if I should just... there's a lot of shadow there. So here you can see, this is the stuff, here's Ed's stuff that I killed. A lot of heavies. I got one stalker, a lot of heavies, and then some light guys. So I got some more guys, but a bunch of light guys. But Ed really killed, so he's got 9? But these are more quality units. So he's got assault mechs killed. He's got a Marauder, Atlas, a Stalker, and then he's got some heavies. Yeah, so pretty much all of these other ones are heavies. So no light ones, but yeah, so those are better units to remove. And that would have given him a better advantage, I think, going forward. And so what I did was, because he was doing pretty well, I overheated really bad over here, with the thought of, I'm going to overheat and then I'm going to retreat. So I am retreating after turn 2. So it gives Ed the win for this mission. And so Ed will get +4 salvage for winning. It's not a lot, but he can use that to help mend his mechs, and I'm hoping that maybe with this kind of sneak overheat attack over here, that kind of helped me even it up, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of mechs on the table.
I think that may have actually put you ahead for the long haul.
Maybe just a little bit though.
Because I will probably have to spend more than 4 for what you did in damage due to that overheat.
That's true, but you could spend that 4 to like heal up 4 mechs, like no problem.
Yep.
So I mean, and you don't necessarily have to heal up your. I mean, you don't have to heal up your little guys. Like you can just heal up these like heavies.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, I don't know. So that's not bad. So, but we'll see. We will likely play the second mission, and we'll see. But probably not for a couple weeks or something. But we'll see how that goes. But there was a lot of paperwork. But I liked how it turned out. It felt pretty good for how much stuff we had. Even though we didn't kill everything, I feel like it was a lot of fun, and I felt like I needed to pull. Like I might have been able to keep fighting a third turn, but I think you would have pounded me a lot more. And so I was like, this is the time to like take off, I think. But that was fun overall. Any final comments?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, this is cool. So we'll probably play the second mission of this 3-mission campaign soon, couple weeks, I don't know, maybe more, but we'll see if we can get this happening again soon. So thanks for watching. So that was Strike Force, and I'm pretty happy with it. It was pretty well paced as a game. It was good. I enjoyed it. And I felt like it worked really well. So I hope you give it a try, especially if you have big armies of painted mechs after the Kickstarter, right? So give it a try and let me know what you think about it. Also, don't forget, you can totally change whatever rules you want. I'm sure there's a lot of things I didn't think about. A lot of weird little, unusual circumstances, like with rules and stuff like that I didn't think about or I didn't encounter. Come up with your own idea to fix rules or to smooth it over, to make it work. Give it a try. But let me know what you think. I didn't make clan, record sheets or Comstar, sheets. But if enough people are interested, I can put it together. But you could always just fill out a piece of paper yourself. You can just fill out all the information on a sheet, or just use Catalyst sheets and then just add the extra information for each mech that you need. Just kind of fit it in there. But if enough people are interested, yeah, I can make those sheets and then I'll put them up on my website. So I hope you have a good time playing that. And don't forget, check out my game. My game, Junk Runner Skirmish. If you're still waiting on your Battletech Kickstarter and you want to build something, then go to GameBeard.com, download all my models for the core game of Junk Runner Skirmish. There's buildings, little mechs, weapons, cards, tokens. You should build it all and download the rules and give it a try. The core game is free, you just play it. And I'm releasing stuff for it monthly. So to access that stuff early, you'll have to join Patreon. But if you wait, it'll eventually be up for free. So enjoy that game too. So check out Junk Runner Skirmish at GameBeard.com. Otherwise, I hope you have fun with this version home rules of Battletech. And I hope you have fun painting all your models. And I'll see you next time.